G'day, mate. Welcome to Zekism Wrestling. I won't do the accent. Welcome to Zekism Wrestling. So, Crown Jewel this weekend, taking place from Perth, Australia. Hence my amazing Australian accent you just heard. Sorry, Australia. But it's taking place this weekend. And I think the card is, where do we start? It's better than WrestlePalooza. Yes, I know that's a low bar, but I think it is a better show on paper than WrestlePalooza was promising. One, I think the matches, the vast majority of the matches anyway, I think are going to deliver in terms of being must-see events. I think the people taking part in the matches are all pretty decent wrestlers looking at the card. So I really don't see a flop in there. I think the Bronson-Roman match perhaps may be what it will be because it's a street fight, but I think that will lend itself to some shenanigans on the outside. We know the Usos are going to be there. No doubt Braun Breaker will be there in support. But I think it's a good card. I think I'm liking the card. And another thing, they've built them. They've actually put some thought into the creative. I've been really enjoying Raw more so than SmackDown, but I think the Raw the last 2-3 weeks since WrestlePalooza actually, I think they've been really entertaining. I think the stories have been really well built, very well booked, and the shows have been really good. And I think that is what I'm clinging to going into Crown Jewel, which usually is a pay-per-view taking place from Saudi, which sort of has a bit of air of skippability about it. But I think this one taking place in Australia, I'm really looking forward to it. I think it helps that it's going to be on in midday here in the UK. I know that, sorry America, I know once you don't get the peak time, but I think for us it's quite nice to watch it in an early afternoon fashion. I saw them advertising the times on Raw, so it's a unique experience from Americans, I think, at this one. But nevertheless, we crack on with our predictions, or my predictions, should I say, ours. We'll start with Bronson versus Roman, as I said earlier. Australian street fight. This was made last night on Raw. I don't want to say a hastily booked match, but certainly one. I mean, we already saw the first match in Paris, which Roman won. Obviously got stretched out as a result of the beatdown by Braun and Bron. I'm calling them. I know one's called Bronson, but whatever. But this match, Australian street fight. Bronson Reed back home in front of his home fans. I'm picking Bronson Reed. I think he's going to win. I think, in fact, it's a street fight, which means no DQ. So I think that lends itself to, I don't want to say a dodgy win, but certainly one that's not clean cut, fair, whatever, blah, blah, blah. We know there's going to be silly things on the outside, silly buggers on the outside. The Usos say they're going to be there. No doubt Braun Breaker, as I said, is going to be there. I don't know who else could get involved in that match. I'm sure there's some that's escaping me. Would LA Knight CM Punk travel all that way just for an interference? Maybe. I don't know. Don't know what their motivation would be, but whatever. Or anyone else who mind is escaping. But anyway, I'm picking Bronson. I think in front of home fans, I think it makes sense. Him getting a win over Roman, no matter what the circumstance, I think is huge for him. In a faction where he is probably the third most important player, maybe even fourth if you include Paul Heyman. So I think it would do him the world of good to get a win in front of home fans. I'm sure they'll cheer him from the rafters if that goes down. But yeah, I'm picking Bronson. I think it's going to be. I think all the matches in the card are going to be good, but I think this one's going to be overbooked to the nth degree with the. With all the weapons and perhaps fighting in the crowd, blah blah blah. But yeah, I think this one's gonna be good. Yeah, well done Bronson in my head. Next up, we'll go John Cena versus AJ Styles, the dream match that seemingly WWE didn't want. Who knows what the truth is, but they've put it on regardless. I think the fans asked for it. They were trying to work out logistically how that could happen with John Cena with, 2 months left? That sounds so weird to say out loud. John Cena, only 2 months left of his career. But I'm still of the opinion, really, he's going to retire at Saturday night's main event? I still can't believe that. But anyway, that's what they say is going to happen. And John Cena swears by it. So I'm like, okay, fine. And they're now advertising, I see, his final match, like big posters and event information and stuff. So it shows what I know. John Cena, AJ Styles. It'd be great if AJ won this, right? No offense to John Cena, but I mean, it'd be great for AJ in his final year. His final year as well, which sounds bizarre. Yeah, I would love AJ Styles to win. I don't know of this one. I'm picking John Cena because just whatever. It doesn't, John Cena. He got smashed by Brock. I think they're going to use AJ Styles to put him over. I would do the opposite personally. But I think John Cena will win. Maybe even go out on his sword in the final match at Saturday Night's Main Event, maybe? I don't know. Whoever that's going to be. Is it going to be Brock Lesnar? Is it going to be Dom? There's been lots of speculation. It might even be Edge. They've done a deal with AEW, which I can't see in any world, shape, or form. Maybe Adam Copeland has a pull there and was able to negotiate, but somehow I doubt it. But nevertheless, I would love AJ Styles to win this because I think that would be the right winner in my head. And that's just my opinion. But I think John Cena's going to win. I think he's going to pull it out of the bag. I don't think the fans are going to boo anybody winning this match or losing. Cena's in his final, twilight of his career. He's in his final run. No one's booing him. And AJ Styles, everyone loves AJ Styles. Everyone respects AJ Styles. Everyone wants to cheer AJ Styles. So I would give him the win, but I think John Cena's going to pick up the win. So there you go. Next match, I'm going for probably my most look forward to match. Rhea Ripley and Io Sky, aka Rio. I think they're calling themselves that on Twitter, if I'm right. So that's probably where I've got that from. Versus the Kabuki Warriors, Asuka and Kairi Sane. I mean, Rhea and Io are picking up the win here, right? In Australia, there's no chance of a win from Asuka and Kairi. Well, there's a small chance, I guess. But in my head, I think it's Rio. Rio are going to win the tag team match. There's no stipulation. I think it's just a straight up tag team match. The crowd is going to cheer the crap out of Rhea Ripley. And Io Sky is incredibly popular. I mean, Rhea and Io, for me, just as a viewer, seem like the two most popular people in the company at the moment. And I'm really not even joking. I think they are the two that gets the most cheers whenever you hear their music, whenever you hear them running down the ring to make a save or doing anything. They garner the most positive fan goodwill. So I think you're on a hide into nothing, really, if you don't do that. If you don't give them the win, especially in Rhea's home country. Can't remember whether it's her hometown or not. I'm not sure. I think she's from Adelaide, but I could be wrong in that. Anyway, they're going to cheer the shit out of Rhea Ripley. So, yeah, I'm picking Rhea and Io to win this match. I think Asuka and Kairi may even do some shenanigans after the bell to sort of carry this on. We are building towards an Io Sky versus Asuka straight up singles match. I'm assuming that'll take place at Survivor Series, maybe. I mean, that's a Mania match in my opinion. But Io versus Asuka is where we're building to. Possibly involving Kairi, possibly not involving Kairi, not sure. But I think Rhea and Io, long story short, will pick up the win in Australia. And I'm assuming Rhea will go on to face the winner out of the next match, which is Stephanie Vaquer versus Tiffany Stratton, the Crown Jewel Women's Championship 2025. I'm saying that because I think they're doing it annually. I didn't think they would do it annually. I thought they dropped this like a stone, but here it is. It's back. And the winner will pick up that long vaunted ring that the Liv Morgan won last year. So Stephanie Vaquer versus Tiffany Stratton. I don't see a cat in hell's chance of Tiffany Stratton picking this up. No offense. I think Tiffany Stratton flatters to deceive. Nothing wrong with her personally. I just think she's been booked poorly as champion. Fine, credible to a certain extent. She's got wins over credible opponents like Nia and Jade and other people whose name are escaping me. But for me, I think Stephanie Vaquer's on the ascent. I think she's the more legit champion, if that's right to say, because Stephanie won straight up against Io, of all people, clean. Tiffany, you could argue, won Money in the Bank, and I think that sort of has encapsulated her win. I've just remembered she beat Charlotte as well. There you go. Probably the biggest name out of that list I named. So yeah, she beat Charlotte Flair, of course, in that famous match at WrestleMania. But yeah, I think Stephanie, for me, picks up the win here. I can just see her with that championship, with that ring. yeah, I can't see any other result really. I think it's Stephanie's to lose. I think she's the golden child or the anointed one within the women's division. I think you can see the rapid ascent. I mean, she's only been in the company just over a year, and she's gone from strength to strength. North American champion NXT champion. She held them both at the same time. Came up to main roster, was treated like a star instantly. I thought she was going to win Money in the Bank. She didn't, but she won the world title not soon after. Yeah, I think it's hers to lose. Yeah, I think Stephanie Vaquer beats Tiffany Stratton to win the Crown Jewel Championship 2025. I don't know what that signifies. I don't think it did much for Liv or Cody last year, other than having a nice ring to parade around. But we'll see where that ends up. And the main event, I'm assuming, will be the main event: Cody versus Seth for the Men's Crown Jewel Championship. This has been probably the. I'm not saying I don't want to see it. I'm just saying I'm not sure how enthusiastic I'm going to be to see who wins it. You know what I mean? I'm sure the match will be great because the two of them have really good chemistry. I'm just not sure I'm bothered about who wins this, and I think that's sort of. I think that's just sort of a result of Cody being, well, he won the title off Cena at SummerSlam. Didn't really feel like a crowning moment either. Not just because he's won it before, but it didn't feel significant. And again, he just departed the ring really quickly when he did. And Brock Lesnar came out and assaulted John Cena. That seemed like the more important thing. And sort of his title reign so far, it's been 2 months. It's sort of been the same. It's been similar. It's been, well, you know, Cody Rhodes has the belt. He went off to do Street Fighter film. He's been off our TV quite regularly. He can always drop a good promo and win you back over. Very, very John Cena-esque. But yeah, I'm not sold on Cody as champion. Certainly not in this run. I think he's flat to deceive. I think he needs more story. And I like the wrinkle from Seth's point of view on Raw this past Monday, where he was talking to Paul Heyman and very, effusively saying, "What if I don't win? What are you going to do? What's going to happen? Blah blah blah." So that's the interest going in, and that he leads me to who I'm picking for the win. I think Seth Rollins is winning this easily, not easily, but he's my winner easily, because I think what would be the point in Cody winning this? Nothing. Gains nothing, does nothing for him. He's already won it anyway last year. So I don't think back-to-back wins of the Crown Jewel Championships does anything for anyone. I think Seth has sort of put the pressure on himself with his promos, saying like, I have to win this, otherwise, the vision falls apart before it even gets going. We could dovetail into the vision itself, and just, this is my opinion. I know there's some fans of the vision out there. I'm not a big fan of the faction. I don't see what it does other than promoting Bron Breakker. It hasn't done a lot for me so far. But that just may be because I'm not a big Seth Rollins fan. But I think they could be doing so much more with it other than just saying, actually, I would love Becky Lynch to be more involved with this faction and sort of, I don't want to say lead it, but be more involved with the decision making. At the moment, she just seems to sort of float into the dressing room, rant, and then float out again. And she doesn't seem a part of the group, which I would love to see her take more of a, dare I say it, in my head, this is a pitch. I know we're talking about Crown Jewel. This is a pitch. Becky Lynch becomes a bit of a Lady Macbeth, sort of speaking in Seth's ear to sort of twist the narrative a bit more, twist the screw, make him more authoritative, more standing up to Paul Heyman, make sure he is the leader, but obviously she's the woman behind the man in charge sort of thing. She's the real mastermind of the group. That'd be really cool and interesting. Not that what they're doing isn't interesting. I think they've increased my interest level in the group in the last 3 weeks, like I said, since WrestlePalooza. But for me, I would still love to see more from the group. And I think hopefully Seth winning the Crown Jewel Championship, not that I want to see it, but I think if they can do something with his win, then something interesting could easily come off the back of it. So that's my hope and my prediction, I guess, for the show. I don't see many shenanigans happening. I mean, The Vision could easily help Seth win it. I think that's probably likely to happen. And then there's still that sort of face-off between Heyman and Seth to a certain extent. Well, you know, you only won because of me. Well, it was my vision in the first place, blah, blah, blah. And then we go on from there. So there's underlying tension in the group. And that's where my pitch with the Lady Macbeth thing could come in with Becky. There you go. So that's my predictions for the show. I'm looking forward to it. I think it's going to be a good show. I'm going to watch it with my family, get some popcorn and some chips, some crisps in, and enjoy it in the afternoon because we can do that. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. What do you think? Who do you think is going to win? Or what do you think is going to happen in the show? Do you think we're going to get a special appearance from anyone? I don't know many, Australian celebrities. Do you think Nick Kyrgios is going to appear or something? Someone from Home and Away? Let me know in the comment section below. Please leave a like or subscribe on the channel, and I'll see you next time. Thank you so much for watching. Bye-bye.